Good blessed Wednesday morning, January the 25th, 2023. The time being 8:08 a.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you are the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't even matter if you my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me or anything that I say, anything that I do, or anything that I produce on social internet. That's your prerogative. I still greet you all with that same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. You see that sign that say warning. That's a tower that they put in the predominantly black neighborhood. Some people said it shoot off radiation. I don't know if it does or not, but anything that they put in the black neighborhood here in Charleston, Missouri on the west side of town, 9 out of 10 times it don't benefit the black community. It benefit some corporation or some blacks that have their own businesses. But my reason today here in front of the what they call the C.F. Bowen Civic Center, used to be known as the Lincoln School. As I told you all before, I'll tell you again, Lincoln School was the only place where blacks can go to here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County until 1961, when a judge ruled that the Charleston Consolidated School number 7, or the here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, was discriminating against blacks, which they wouldn't allow them to go to that particular school where they had updated books. The Charleston Consolidated School number 7 is known today as the Charleston R1 School District. But anyway, this building I'm focusing on it because this is one of the buildings where the NAACP, which I am and my two youngest daughters, 16 and 17, going on 17 and 18, are members of the NAACP. And this is one of the places where they have their meetings. And since March of 2022, I've been barred from coming into this place on this particular property, historical black property, where they didn't want blacks at now. Now a black activist is barred from it from a white executive director of the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority here, solely because I complained about a white family who was destroying my property, my bushes, his children's and his company, beating on my door. I got it on video, YouTube. Police didn't come, police didn't do nothing. And a group of his friends, the house that I was complaining about on the side of my house, which my bushes separates the housing authorities from my particular property that I live on. But I have it on YouTube. A mob of individuals connected with this family, a company of this family, some family members and friends of this family, tried to attack me and my two young daughters, who was 15 and 16 then, on March the 23rd, 2022. No police got involved. No sheriff got involved. The housing authority didn't get involved. The court system didn't get involved. The prosecuting attorney didn't get involved. But guess what? The neighborhood came together to help protect me and my two daughters from these felons. If you all need to look at the video, I'll show it to you. But the reason why I'm here today, I was at the Dollar General store here in Charleston, Missouri, in 200 block of North Main Street last night, and two NAACP members from here, females happened to be in there, and we spoke. And one of the females, that's a high-ranking member of the NAACP, at least she was the last time that I was able to attend last year, probably in February, before I was banned from coming into these public places. But the female was telling me that telling me and the other member that there would be meeting coming up, and I told her I've been barred, and she said, you haven't told me nothing about it. I said, the president, vice president, everybody else in there know. Most of the individuals at NAACP, they work for the man who banned me from coming in there, Paul Page. But anyway, I told her, I said, my two daughters came to a meeting after I was barred, but that it wasn't mentioned damn time. But then I'm just going to show you the history of the NAACP. How could you miss a member and his two daughters who joined, and you know that I am an activist, probably the only activist here in Charleston, Missouri, that speak up against all type of things. I marched it by myself in May of 2017 and made a video concerning a black individual from Nashville, Tennessee, Tory D. Sanders, who was beat up by 5 police and sheriff deputies in the Mississippi County Jail and died. I was marching one night by myself and the next night with the family of Tyrone, who was found dead in that facility, Mississippi County Jail here in Charleston, Missouri. I believe it was last year. But no NAACP members was there. But when I went to an NAACP meeting with the father in this same building here, some of the same NAACP members that work in this housing, the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, up under the leadership of Paul Page, the executive director, who banned me illegally, didn't take me to court or nothing. But they was there and they was talking against me in my social internet. So I know they know that I'm barred. The same with in Carbondale, Illinois. I filed a complaint with the NAACP in Carbondale, Illinois, via email on May the 11th, 2021, concerning the Carbondale Police Department doing an illegitimate and a unfair, unjust death investigation of my son, Brian Lamont Johns, who was found hung in Carbondale, Illinois on Friday, March the 19th, 2021. And not nan time, it's been over 670 something days now, going on 2 years, and they haven't responded to my complaint. They working hand in hand with the police, just like here. But I'm gonna leave it with this here. You wondering why, like in Memphis, Tennessee, a few weeks ago, where 5 black police beat up a black individual in Memphis, Tennessee, and killed him. And they just not put it on the news. You wondering why the paramedics in Springfield, Illinois, killed a black individual. You see, every time something like that happen in a news, get it out, and it's a high profile case, you are guaranteed to see Benjamin Crump going all around the nation. He's a civil rights attorney, but you don't believe that he really care about these deaths. You don't think the NAACP really care about these deaths, because if they did, you would think out of the 2+ million NAACP, some of these leaders would be trying to help me and my son get justice. You would think out of these 50 state conference presidents of the NAACP, one of them would be trying to help us get some type of justice. You would think out of these 2,200 local chapter presidents, some of them would be trying to get help. Do you think these people really care about me being barred from the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority properties? I'm the only one speak up, but I'll leave it like this here. One thing about God, God see it all. And some of you people wondering why we can't get justice. You see, the police, when you kill a police, and this is to whoever the shoe fit, wear, when you kill a police, then the police come together. But when the police unjustly kill somebody, they don't. Brothers, y'all need to wake up and do like they did in, I believe, 1985, when Jim Brown and some of the other people that was concerned about gang violence in the black and the Latino neighborhood, and they called a gang conference in Kansas City. And for a while there was a truce. It happened then, it can happen now, but you won't get it from the NAACP because ain't no money in it for them. You see what I'm saying? You won't get it from some of these black preachers because the only time they're going to come up, they came 700 deep when Ahmaud Arbery was murdered by the two racist white individuals in Georgia. They came up 700 strong. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and a whole bunch of other people. But I'm going to leave y'all with this here. Trust in God. God will give you the right leaders. I'm going to leave here right now. Who in Charleston, Missouri? I'm going to leave you all with this here. 677 days ago, my son, Brian Lamont Johns, was found hung in Carbondale, Illinois on Friday, March the 19th, 2021, on the third floor in the hallway of the Gaslight Apartments. I spelled Gaslight wrong the last time, you know, human error. But it's the G-A-S-L-I-T-E, Gaslight Apartments in the 400 block of North Oakland Street, on the third floor in the hallway. In the 400 block of Sycamore Street, right around the corner, a building that's connected to it on the third floor, a white female claimed to have found my son T-shirts, masks, and a few other things of my son. Took pictures of him before the police even got him. So she must have knew he was dead already. Claimed at first she found him at 8 o'clock in the morning on March the 19th, 2021. While my son was hanging in the hallway right around the corner on the third floor. Took pictures of them. They was on top of each other, she claimed. She separated them and took more pictures. I have the ones that she sent to my phone personally before the police even got them now. Then she went down on the second floor and took pictures of his mask. She noticed his mask, I guess. She took some other pictures. But then when I made YouTube videos speaking about her, and the police, chief of police, Stan Reno from Carbondale, Illinois, Jackson County police chief, sent his investigators back over to her house to interview her again. This time she said she didn't find him at 8 o'clock in the morning, but she found him at 11 o'clock in the morning. And guess what? She took him in her house. Strange, ain't it? But they didn't investigate. That was 677 days ago. Not one time have the NAACP of no chapters, you hear me? No chapters has sat down and met with me and talked to me about the death of my son. But 624 days ago, on May the 11th, 2021, I emailed an email to the Carbondale, Illinois chapter NAACP. Also emailed a personal one to the president of the NAACP in Carbondale, Dr. Linda Flowers, black lady. And emailed one to their chairperson of the NAACP criminal department in Carbondale, Illinois, Nancy Maxwell. If you look Nancy Maxwell up, she's chairperson and she's on a lot of, she's on a lot of committees and a lot of these groups she's a part of. But if you look and see with Linda Flowers, Nancy Maxwell, and most of all of them black individual women in one of the Muslims down there, one of the Muslim imams, look at all the money that the city of Carbondale had gave these people on grant money. Even one of the sitting black city council members got grant money for her program with from the Carbondale, Illinois city hall. That should be a conflict of interest. But yet, nobody seemed to be interested, not even the news, of my son's death. Let me also tell you, it's been 300 in 22 days, 322 days since I've been barred from here in Charleston, Missouri, from the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority properties solely because I complained about a white family that was destroying my bushes that you can see behind me, that moved on this corner by my house. The NAACP member told me yesterday, January the 24th, 2023, that she didn't hear anything about it. She's a ranking member. All the other members know about it. The president know about it. But that go to show you what they think about a black activist that don't get grant money, that stand up here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, Cairo, Illinois, Alexander County, and Carbondale, Illinois, Jackson County, stand up against corrupted law enforcement officials. And I ain't saying all of them corrupted. Stand up against blacks that's NAACP members that ain't doing their job. But y'all ask yourself, why is my son, if you Google up Brian Lamont Johns found hung in Carbondale, Illinois, ask yourself why you can't find it nowhere but on my YouTube. If it was a death investigation, why didn't they do like this recent death in Carbondale, Illinois, in the Students University Village, in the 800 block of East Grand Street in Carbondale, Illinois, about 3 days ago, I think, on the 20th or the 21st of January 2023. Why did they get the Illinois State Police right in and they solved that case or got an arrest within 72 hours? I'm going to tell you why. Because Brian Lamont Johns, my son, was being used by the Carbondale Police Department as an informant. They gave him drugs, money, anything he needed to set up people. So they don't want to care. If you listen to some of the YouTube videos of my son and some of the calls that he made to the police department on March the 18th, 2021, less than 24 hours after he was found hung, he was calling to ask the police, am I on your payroll? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm in my right state of mind, he said. But they said he committed suicide because he was mentally ill and had drugs in him. But he said, I'm in my right mind and I'll prove it to you by doing some backflips. What person that's suicidal gonna prove to you that they're in their right state of mind and do some backflips? But let me just say this here. God is gonna help me get justice. God is revealing the NAACP for what they are. If you want the NAACP to help you, you have to do something. You have to be millionaires, or you have to have a family member that's murdered brutally. What Benjamin Crump or one of these other civil rights leaders, they remind me when I worked on the ambulance chasers. They hear shots fired in the projects of the black neighborhood. They rush and send their ambulance over there praying for people to die. But I'm going to leave it like this here. God got me and my family. Peace be still.